Children, today we are going to see about the introduction of lines and angles. Before getting into the chapter, I would just like you to brief about the definition of line segments and the different types of lines, and the angles definition and different types of angles. Now, what is a line? A straight path in a plane that goes on forever in opposite direction. So example of a line AB is given and you can read it as line AB or line BA. What is a line segment? A part of the line that includes two points called endpoints and all of the points between them. Example, line segment AB or line segment BA. What is a ray? A part of a line with one endpoint that continues without end in one direction. Example, ray CD. Now moving on to angles. Angle is formed when two rays originate from the same endpoint. The rays making an angle are called the arms of the angle and the endpoint is called as the vertex of the angle. There are many types of angles as acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle, adjacent angle and linear pair of angles. Now we are going to see about the definitions of each and every angle with the examples. First comes the acute angle. An angle whose measure is more than 0 degree but less than 90 degree is called an acute angle. The figure is given at the bottom and you have examples. A ladder leaning on a wall and a part of a pizza and two cross roads. Next comes the obtuse angle. An angle whose measure is less than 180 but more than 90 degree is called an obtuse angle. Examples of obtuse angle: fan, laptop and 258. The time showing the 258. Right angle. Right angle. An angle whose measure is equal to 90 degree is called as right angle. And there are few examples given for you. Next goes the reflex angle. An angle whose measure is more than 180 but less than 360 is called reflex angle. And there are few examples of reflex angles. Straight angle. An angle whose measure is equal to 180 degree is called a straight angle. And these are the examples of straight angles. And these angles are all new to you. You must have not come across these angles. Adjacent angles. Children, the word adjacent means next to you. So in the class, if anybody is going to ask you who's sitting adjacent to you, means you will tell the name of the person who is sitting next to you. So these adjacent angles are which have a common arm and a common vertex, and the uncommon arms are opposite to each other are called adjacent angles. So in the example, they have given you the adjacent angles example. But you can see the figure COA and COB and BOA. Both these angles have got OB as the common arm and the same vertex O. So these types of angles are called as adjacent angles. Next is the linear pair of angles. Angles formed by a line intersecting a straight line is called a linear pair. We all of us know a straight line measures an angle of 180 degree. So when you intersect another line in the straight line, you will get two pairs of angles. So when I add those two pairs of angles, that's what the total has to be equal to 180 degrees. So such type of angles we call it as linear pair. Examples are given. Next, vertically opposite angles. All of us know what is opposite. So if two lines intersect each other, the vertically opposite angles are equal. Here AB and CUD are intersecting at the same point O. So you have four angles formed. So you can straight away find out from here that angle 1 is opposite to angle 2 and angle 3 is opposite to angle 4. So these two, angle 1 and angle 2 are equal and angle 3 and angle 4 are equal. So these angles are called as vertically opposite angles. There are few examples of vertically opposite angles. The blades of the fan, the scissors. Next comes the complementary and supplementary angles. So when I add two angles, as the sum of the angles are equal to 90 degree, those angles are called as complementary angles. So two angles whose sum is 90 degree are called as complementary angles. That is, the example is given to you, 35 degree plus 55 degree, when I add they have to be equal to 90 degree. If so, they are called as complementary angle. And next is a supplementary angle. When I add two angles, the sum has to be equal to 180 degree. So that type of angles are called as supplementary angles. So 110 plus 70 will give you 180 degree. If it is not equal to 90 degree or if it is not equal to 180 degree, they are not going to be complementary or supplementary. Next goes the adjacent angles. I think we have done adjacent angles. Again, just a small definitions. These angles are such that they have a common vertex, they have a common arc, and the non-common arc on the either side of the such pairs of angles are called as adjacent angles. Adjacent angles will always have a common vertex and a common arc, but no uncommon interior points. Already we have seen, just to recap the adjacent angles, I have given you again the definition in a point. Next, what is a parallel line? You have studied in your earlier classes what is a parallel line. Parallel line is the lines in a plane that never intersect. That is, these lines will never meet. So example, RS and TU are parallel lines and these lines will never intersect. Intersect in the sense they will never meet. So the symbol for parallel is the two lines which they have given you in the figure. Next, parallel lines and transversal. This is the thing which you are going to learn for this year. As I told you, parallel lines are the lines which will never meet. A transversal. What is a transversal? A transversal or a line that intersect two or more coplanar lines, each at a different point, in a very useful line in geometry. Transversals tell us a great deal about angles. So in short, transversals is a line which will meet the parallel line at two distinct points. That is, to two different points. You can see L and M are parallel lines and yes children, L and M are parallel lines and N is the transversal there. So you have 8 angles formed when two parallel lines are cut by the transversals, which you are going to learn in detail. So what are the angles? You will have corresponding angles, you will have alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Next comes the corresponding angles. As I said, you should know what is a corresponding angle. Here I have M and N to be the parallel line and T as the transversal. So the corresponding angles will form the figure F. You can see, you can find out the figure S. For example, 2 is a corresponding angle to 6. Similarly, 4 is the corresponding angle to 8. It will have in the same line of the transversal but with the other angle left out. That is 2 is the corresponding angle to 6 and 4 is the corresponding angle to 8. Similarly on the other side 1 corresponding to 5 and 3 corresponding to 7. So these angles are called as corresponding angles. Next comes the alternate interior angles. What do you mean by interior angles? In your 6th standard you must have studied in the circles chapter. All the points whichever is inside the circle are called as the interior points and all whichever points which lie outside are called as the exterior. The points lying outside are called exterior. The points lying inside are called interior. So here the angles which are lying interior. Which are the angles interior? 4, 3, 5, 6. That is 3, 4, 5, 6 are the angles which are lying interior to the parallel line. But 1, 2, 8, 7 are lying outside. So we call that to be exterior. So don't worry about the exterior now. We will go to the interior angle. Now you can form a letter Z when you clearly observe the angles to find out alternate angles. I have given you 4 and 6 are alternate interior angles. If you see, you can form the letter Z. In the letter Z, you have two angles form, one upon the other side. So 4 and 6 are alternate angles, and in the ulta Z, if you see 3 and 5 are alternate angles. In this way you can find out the alternate angles. Next angle is the interior angle on the same side of the transversal. Here L1 and L2 are the parallel lines and you have a transversal. You have two angles formed on the same side of the transversal. That is, they are given to be denoted by alpha and beta. You don't worry about that. So when I add the angles which are lying on the same side of the transversal, the sum will be equal to 180 degree. So these angles are called as the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. The last angle, alternate exterior angle. As I said, the angles which are falling outside the parallel line are called as the exterior angles. Here 1, 2 and 8, 7 are lying outside the parallel line and they are called as and on the opposite side of the transversal. They are congruent to each other if the lines are parallel. Now 1 is congruent to 8 and 2 is congruent to 7. So these angles are called as alternate exterior angles. And with that, our chapter Introduction for Lines and Angles is over, children, and I will be coming up with the exercise problems in the next session. Thank you, children.